eye.
Boys?
Frankly, Franco. He's the one who taught me how to use my head, turn it into a strength. He gave me a place in this crappy world until I screwed up.
Three-time Oscar nominee Edward Norton writes, directs, and stars in Motherless Brooklyn, a classic Hollywood detective story that stood the test of time for Edward and his all-star cast. Here's Terry Hart once again. She talked to Ed, rather, and one of his co-stars, Gugu Mbatha-Raw. Did I say that correctly?
You did.
And it's been a long time coming, and I love Edward Norton.
I know, he's so talented, and it's been 20 years he's been sitting on the project. It's an adaptation of a novel that was published in 1999, and he immediately glommed onto this book, and he's been trying to get it made for 20 years, and finally he's got it made. And there's so many reasons for him to make this, and I asked him about why he's the perfect guy to make the movie.
Cool.
I can't think of a person who is more suited to tell this story than you, Edward, with your connection to New York, your grandfather being a developer. I mean, it just seems like a perfect story for you to tell. Did it feel that way to you?
Yeah, all those things. I've lived in New York 30 years. I have a real love affair with that city, and ultimately I hope the film is about personal empathy and caring for each other, and it's the product of a lot of things in my life and that inspired me.
Great cast.
Yeah, he was really inspired. It's an amazing thing that his grandfather was a developer, and he was inspired by that story, his love for New York. So what they're dealing with here in Motherless Brooklyn is the development of Manhattan in the 1950s and how there were all kinds of decisions made that set up poverty areas, that marginalized people. But it's all under the guise of this classic kind of film noir story. So when somebody sits with something for so long and you wonder how the cast feels about that, well, Gugu told me all about how they felt about Edward sticking with this project for so long.
You know, I felt like because it's been such a long gestation period for this film that Edward knows the material.
He must know what he's doing.
He's been with it for so long.
Right, exactly. But, you know, there's such an intimate relationship with that character that, you know, I really trusted the process.
What made the themes in it still relevant after all those years?
One of the reasons I think Americans love noir, love the idea of the detective story at its best, is that it is actually, it's like an artistic tradition of peeling back the Rosie narrative and going, hey, there's some stuff, there's a lot of stuff going on under here that's very antagonistic to who we say we are. And it's always been there, and it's still here now, and it's worth looking at.
Yeah, anything he attaches his name to, his mind to, and the fact that he took on the role of writer, acting, and directing, my gosh, what a passion project for him.
Yeah, absolutely. And a complicated character. His character suffers from Tourette syndrome, so he's got that level of acting, plus directing an all-star cast. You saw Bruce Willis in there, Alec Baldwin in there. So it's a big, big project, and if you love those kind of detective thrillers, you'll love Motherless Brooklyn.
Okay, very cool. And that's in theaters Friday.
It is in theaters Friday.
Awesome.
I'm heading to Los Angeles on Monday to talk to two superstars. I'm so excited. Matt Damon and Christian Bale for Ford v Ferrari. We'll bring that to you next week.
It looks so good.
Yeah, doesn't it?
And we love Matt Damon, one of the nicest guys in the biz, and Christian Bale. They're both great actors, so can't wait for that. Also, BT, friends, yes, we have been the first to bring you all things Frozen 2, and we are less than 1 week away from our biggest day yet. If you didn't know, get this. Anna, Elsa, and Olaf themselves are all coming to BT Live. That's Monday, November 1st. That's this 4th. That's this Monday.
This Monday.
We're chatting with who, T?
We are chatting with Kristen Bell and Dina Menzel and Josh Gad, and you have a chance to see them too at an exclusive fan event later that day at Scotiabank Theatre. We're giving away a 4-pack of tickets right now for your chance to see the cast and get an exclusive look at Frozen 2. Visit breakfasttelevision.ca and enter under daily prizing, and don't miss BT this week for more chances to win.
Are you kidding me?
It's going to be exciting. Josh Gad is so much fun. You're going to have a great time with him, Dee.
I get to watch quite a bit of it this Friday, T, afternoon. I'm just saying. I've said too much.
You have said too much. People are going to be jealous.
It's not the whole thing. It's just like enough of the thing.
Enough of the thing.
To prepare us.
Give you a taste of Frozen 2.
And that means I get to take my niece and nephews to see the whole thing, too. Yeah, can't wait. So good luck, everybody. Get to it. Right now, we're throwing things to the skies.